Hello, and welcome to Stone Soup.
The world according to Sci-Fi Geeks. And this week we've had a chance to catch up on some of the movies we missed last summer because they came out on Blu-ray and DVD and stuff. And, you know, like we totally have a TV set. So we're going to talk about two of them. Green Lantern and Pirates of the Caribbean. But first, Green Lantern. We liked it fairly well. It fell flat. It just did. But it had a good cast.
A reasonably good script.
Terrific special effects and makeup. My God, the makeup was astounding.
Yes.
I think some of these people might actually have been CGI, totally.
I'm pretty sure some of them were, yes.
Yeah, him. I forget what his name is, but...
Kilowog.
Kilowog. I think he was just a total CGI.
Yep.
But,
now, we haven't read many, if any, Green Lantern comics.
Have.
Okay, well, okay.
When I was a kid.
But not recently. You know, it is not one of our long-standing favorites, like, say, X-Men. But it is kind of close to our hearts because one year we were at Comic-Con Masquerade as Green Lantern.
And Mom.
It is on the website. Find it. People loved us.
Yes.
And you know how hard the Comic-Con audience is to please. We even hurt the MC.
And we won something. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, there's a lot of different prizes at Comic-Con Masquerade, but we
won. It wasn't a huge prize, but it was
We won one of them. So, hey.
But anyway.
So we had high hopes. And I think their biggest problem was their lead. He just, I don't know, you know how in Thor, Chris Helmsley just shines. You believe he is the god of thunder. I believe he is an actor.
And he's lovely to look at.
Oh, well, yeah. Look at those abs. He looks like he was photoshopped. But anyway.
No, it's not like he was bad in the part. He just didn't have quite enough charisma, maybe. I mean, I didn't, I liked him better apparently than you did.
Well, you're closer to his age, dear.
That's true. But that's never stopped you before.
It takes something special to turn me on.
Yay.
It takes your dad.
Not going there.
But not in tights.
But anyhow, but it had some great dialogue.
Yeah, it had some great dialogue. I understand why people who don't like comic books think they're stupid would not have liked this movie, but they wouldn't have gone to see it in the first place.
So
they would never have gone to see it. It wouldn't have mattered. They would not have affected the box office at all.
Yes.
We didn't go to see it because we couldn't find a showing that wasn't in 3D.
And if you may recall from our discussion on our opinions of 3D, we're not going to go see 3D.
It's not worth the extra money for something I can't even see. There's no point for a Cyclops to go see a 3D movie. You need both eyes.
It just don't work otherwise.
It just won't work otherwise.
But one really fun thing with Green Lantern, you'll notice, although he has a mask, it doesn't actually cover that much.
Oh.
And, that might work for people who don't actually know him, but for those who do, people often will say with comic book heroes, how do their friends not know it's them? This movie actually touched on that.
I've seen you naked. You think I wouldn't recognize you because I can't see your cheekbones?
It was hilarious.
It was a great
It's so
line.
perfect.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. It's you.
Yeah.
I know he's, deepening his voice and he's like, what, ma'am?
And this is DC, same as Superman. So it's a comment on Clark Kent, Superman. Clark Kent, Superman. Give us a break.
Well, the one funny thing here, Green Lantern and Superman are supposed to exist in the same universe. In this movie, one person says this is the first alien the Earth has ever encountered. Superman.
Hello,
Kal-El of Krypton.
You might remember him. Big guy, lives in Metropolis.
It's red and blue tights, hard to miss.
Yeah, hard to miss. Even when you try. But anyway.
But, okay, simply put, it's certainly not on the level of The Dark Knight. But it is a fun movie. If you already like comic books and you say, okay, alien police officers, I'm with you. Then you should be able to enjoy this.
Yes. Now, I remember one critique was the reviewer couldn't quite get past all the stuff that took place off planet, off this planet, on a different planet.
Yes.
But you know what? To be Green Lantern, that ring has to come from somewhere. There has to be a reason that that person is wearing it.
And
they had to go into all that.
Yes. And the thing is, the rings all come from one particular alien race who send them out so people can essentially act as interstellar police officers.
Each one
And
was
they train them because you can't just say, "Here's a super powerful item. Good luck and don't blow up your planet."
Because they get a lot of blown up planets. They really, really would. And they train them. And you have this sector, not just your planet, but all the planets in that sector.
Yep.
The universe is big. It's just really, 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 really big. And so, fortunately for Hal, there's not a whole lot in our particular solar system that's...
We're the unfashionable end of the Milky Way.
and there's only the one planet around here that's,
Yeah.
populated.
Of course, our sector is not just our solar system either,
No,
but what can you do?
But what can you do? I wonder if he has a way of hearing a cry for help from someplace else.
That's a good question, which they should have covered. I will also give
they
them
did not cover that.
I also give them points. They've already, set up the, seeds for the next movie if they get a next movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll just see what happens. It should also be interesting if they do continue to make Green Lantern movies, if they will touch on the fact there have actually been 3 Green Lanterns from Earth. Hal was our first, and I think he got injured or too old. And a second,
This is Hal.
Yeah. I think his name's Guy Gardner. He got the ring for a while, only it turned out he was such an incredible ass, he got kicked out of the Corps and the ring was taken away from him. And it was given to the third man, John Stewart, who, by the way, is also an African-American. When this movie came out, a lot of people were saying, Hollywood's being racist again, Green Lantern's supposed to be black. No, the current Green Lantern is black.
Hal Jordan was white.
Yeah, they started at the beginning because that's the beginning, and that's where you should start.
Of course, Hal Jordan was back in the 50s,
True.
maybe the 40s. My husband says 60s, but somewhere in there. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, so
but that's Green
onward
Lantern.
and upward. How much more time do we have? Okay. Well, we'll finish this one, then we'll do another one on that. So anyway, yes. I don't know if you would think it was worth the price of the Blu-ray, but it's certainly worth the price of the DVD. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's a nifty movie.
Yeah.
It's just a little flat. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's distracting when you're watching a movie and saying, "Oh, look, there's the actor from."
Yeah.
The actor who played his dad is on Closer. Mm-hmm. And
Brenda's husband is like,
"Oh,
hey, look."
And of course, he is just stunningly good looking. Makes Hal here look like, mud. So
I wouldn't say so. I think they're both quite handsome.
Anyway, so that's all for this one.
Mm-hmm. And I always give big bonus points for any series that has aliens that actually look alien.
And boy, do some of these people look alien. Like I said, some of them have to be animated. They have to be CGI'd.
Yes. There's one female in there that's sort of a butterfly.
Yeah. And it's just, and this guy, this fishy-looking guy, and Kilowog?
Yes.
Kilowog, I mentioned him before. Mm-hmm. There's just something about them that says to me, you're CGI, right? You just are not really there. Mm-hmm. Also, this guy, this red guy, his name is Sinestro. Now, he is not CGI. That's an actor. Mm-hmm. And I found him so interesting, I ran for my computer to find out more about this guy. Mm-hmm. He is a British actor, and he is amazing.
Yes.
So, that's all for Green Lantern. We're going to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean.
On Stranger Tides.
The fourth one, yeah. This is Johnny Depp.
Duh.
What?
But,
surprise. This is Johnny Depp.
Well, let's start with, we loved the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. We thought it was just great fun.
Yeah.
The second two, not so much.
As a matter of fact, by the end of the third one, I was like, why did I spend my money on this? Please pass the popcorn and the chocolate, because I need a lot of chocolate to get through this.
Yeah.
This was one we also did not see in the theaters because the last two were so god-awful.
Mm-hmm. We didn't want to waste the money on the tickets.
And it takes a lot of money to get 4 adults into the theater, even for a matinee.
Yep.
But we picked up the Blu-ray because we kept hearing that this was a really good movie.
Much better than the last two. And it is.
It is. But, saying it was better than the last two, even much better than the last two, that's called being damned by faint praise. Because being better than the last, it could be god-awful, and it would be better than the last two. It is a good pirate movie.
Yeah.
They slipped up a couple places. They have some stuff going on. In the beginning, one of the characters is Blackbeard, the pirate, and he's played by Ian McShane,
Which is cool.
who is always fabulous.
Yes.
And in the beginning, he's got this ability. He's almost a wizard or something. He can actually bring his ship to life, and it will, like attack people.
Yes.
And yet later on, when it would have been, handy to be able to use that, he didn't do any of it.
Yeah. I mean, if they just said that this particular power was connected directly to a ship, that would have been fine.
True.
That they'd already taken a long time to weave spells or something over the wood and the rigging and what have you. Okay, that's a perfectly reasonable explanation for why you can't just do it on the spot somewhere else. But they never said that.
And then there was, one of the characters is his daughter. And they're all looking for the Fountain of Youth. And she keeps saying, I need more years. And nobody ever asks her why. She's Penelope Cruz. She's young, she's gorgeous, she's stunning.
Well, no, she said that she knew more years for her father, not for her, because he was going to die in a few weeks.
Oh, that's right. See, that went right over my head. I kept forgetting. I kept wondering what her urgency was. Yes, she wanted it for her father.
Yes.
Because he was... She also wanted it for herself, but she wanted it mostly to keep her father alive. Now, the reason she thought he was going to die is because there was a prophecy. He wasn't sick.
Nope.
Or anything like that. There was just a prophecy that a man with one leg was going to kill him. The man with one leg was Jeffrey Rush. I'd love to know how they film. I know how they used to film somebody with a prosthetic leg or a wooden leg or whatever you want to call it. And it had to do with tying your leg up behind you and then fastening the, fake leg on. And of course, he was wearing a big coat. But it makes a bulge. It's kind of like when you're supposed to be missing an arm, they'll tie your arm behind you, and what you see is an empty sleeve. And then if they're filming you from the back, they tie it here. It's tricky. You have to stop and
These
reposition
days, the
the
main part was that you're actually wearing a green glove against a green screen. But
well, yeah, they can do that.
Something. I don't know.
But it was a wonderful effect. I also like the idea that he has apparently a whiskey bottle inside his leg. Just in case a guy needs a drink.
You never know.
You never know.
Hey, it's easier than carrying a flask.
It's like I said, there were a couple places that could have been better written.
Yeah, there was a chase scene and a fight near the beginning that went on too long.
Wait, there were
I know this kind of things that this is very much a sense of personal taste. She's even more impatient than I am.
Yeah.
We just just get to the level of, okay, we get it. Move on with the story. You're slowing down the plot.
Because a chase scene is only a chase scene. It isn't the story. And all the time they're running and chasing and dodging and darting. They're not furthering the plot.
I think one of my problems with all of the pirate sequels is that one of the really fun things with the first movie was looking through and going, that's from the ride, and that's from the ride, and look, that's from the ride. You don't really get that with the other movies. I mean, you do a little bit, but nowhere near as much as with the first movie.
Well, see, they're doing it in reverse now. After they do the movie, then they put that in the ride. If we haven't been to the ride in 12 years?
At least.
At least. I understand there is now somewhere an animated Johnny Depp. Somewhere, he's probably the one that's sitting up on the who's it, wiggling his feet.
Yeah.
There's that overpass thing. And now they have to have the mermaids.
Yeah.
Because there were mermaids. There were mermaids in here. And who knew that mermaids could be lovely and elegant and vicious?
Yes.
Lovely and elegant, I always knew. Vicious? Yeah.
When did they become the bastard offspring of flying fish and piranha?
Yeah, well, I guess they were somewhere between mermaids, and sirens.
Yeah.
I mean, the one mermaid that we actually heard her name was Sirena. And it was spelled S-Y-R-E-N, siren. Siren with a Y and an A on the end of it. S-Y-R-E-N-A, Sirena. Because she was a siren.
Yes.
But
now
in some ways, there was just too much stuff going on. Because they had three separate or four separate groups that were headed, three that were headed for the fountain. Because there was there was Spanish, and they were a sideshow. They showed up at the end. There was Blackbeard, and there was
Barbossa.
That's Jeffrey Rush's character, whose name I had forgotten. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, and Jack Sparrow is with
Blackbeard. He got conscripted, which means kidnapped.
Yeah, basically, he was like, "You can go with us, or you can die." Pick one.
Well, actually, first he was drugged, and he woke up on Blackbeard's ship. Then it became, "You can go with us or die."
Basically, they wanted him along because he'd actually been there before.
supposedly.
Basically, you can't use you can't just walk up and take a scoop of water from the fountain youth and drink it. You can ask Indiana Jones what happens if you're not careful or if you have the wrong chalice.
Yes.
It can be bad. Very, very bad.
There's a couple of items that you need and a ceremony that you need.
Have to do. And
That's
it's
good.
2 chalices, a drop of, a teardrop from a mermaid, and something. I'm told spoilers.
And fountain water.
And fountain water, I guess. I thought there was something else. I thought it was a third thing. Well, anyway. The fountain water. Well, yeah, obviously the fountain, but that's obvious, the fountain water. Anyway, so.
No, it wasn't bad. Yeah, now we understand it was actually adapted from another story that I think is a general pirate story that got taken and turned into Pirates of the Caribbean.
Basically, the original book is called On Stranger Tides. So you find On Stranger Tides and you read it and you realize Jack Sparrow's not in there. That's because Disney adapted that book and turned it into a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's not the first time they've done that. Somebody else did that, or they did that with a different book. Said, we need something for this particular series of movies. Let's adapt this. But I can't remember what it was. Oh,
No.
yes. Yes, it was one of the Die Hard movies. Not 2, 3. I think it was the third Die Hard movie in New York City. That one was adapted from something else. But anyway.
I said, it's not a bad movie. It is better than the second two. It's still nowhere near as good as the first one.
And it's nowhere near as good as it could have been. They need to let me write these. or at least let me give them the outline and direct them through it.
Yes. Clearly there are issues.
Yeah, clearly there are issues.
Places needed tightening. And at times I could kind of tell that Jack Sparrow had been kind of shoehorned in there. Which is not a good sign, frankly.
No.
But,
And I don't know if I said this or I just started to say this a minute ago. There was too much going on. Too many different pieces that needed to come together at the end.
It probably makes more sense in the book. It very often does.
Well, the book can take its time and tell its story. And
yeah.
It's just... And a movie has to be limited because it's got a limited number of minutes to do it in.
And when you waste several of those minutes on a pointless chase scene or an overly long fight scene, well, there you go. You just hobbled yourself even more.
Oh, another thing is I am just not into slapstick. And some of the chase scene and some of the fight scene was slapstick.
I don't mind a little slapstick, but my tolerance is fairly low.
Yeah. And when you're sitting there saying that is a perfect waste of a cream puff, they lost you.
On the other hand, I believe you still like the world's biggest pie fight in the Great.
Well, yeah, I do.
What's it called?
And the Great Race.
Great Race, thank you.
The Great Race, yes, the world's biggest, the most pies ever destroyed in a pie fight. And they probably had to film that thing 3 or 4 times, so nobody's ever going to match that.
No. It all depends on how it's done.
And yet, I still think that is a waste of pie.
I think mostly it's a waste of whipped cream.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, the point is it depends on how it's done.
Yeah.
Again, this is all very much a matter of personal taste. You might think it was fabulous and that we're crazy and things that some things dragged on. Well, that's your taste. It's not ours.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not a bad movie. I'm not sorry I saw it, but not seeing it would not have been a great loss to me.
Right. And later, we're going to get to finally see that last Transformers movie.
Yes.
And I couldn't tell you if we're going to like that or not, because we thought the second one sucked, but that was us.
But the first one was great.
The first one was great. We adored the first one. And in fact, we weren't the only ones who thought that the second one sucked.
Quite.
From what I can recall, mostly everybody did.
But look forward to that review, won't you?
Yes.
And maybe other things. Who knows?
And we'll let you know about that pumpkin pudding later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.